Aaron, were you surprised by the way England started in the field?
No, not at all. They've done it quite a bit in this tournament. They've got bowlers that hit the seam, and if there's anything in the wicket, that they'll certainly get out of it. Chris Woakes, world-class bowler, puts it in the right area time and time again. Archer, getting better and better as he's starting to play a little bit more international cricket as well. So it definitely wasn't a surprise.
Aaron, now we've seen twice in 2 days, once the top order goes with a lot of teams, that middle order just doesn't seem to be strong enough unless you're England. Has that been a concern that, I don't know, maybe you've kind of overlooked just because of the runs you and David were scoring at the top?
I think for not our middle order today, we would have been in real trouble. We still managed to get 230 odd. I think the way that Steve and Alex formed that partnership and managed to really drag us back into the game after a tough start was really important. I think the way that they managed to soak up pressure and then slowly start to transfer a bit more pressure back onto England before we sort of lost our way again. It was a bit of a frantic start, 3 for in the power play, then a really good partnership, and then a couple of quick wickets again, which always sets you back a little bit. And I think a lot of teams have been in a similar boat. I think most of the time opening the batting's been the easiest place. So not to be today for myself and Dave and Pete there at number 4. It was tough conditions at the start. England bowled very well. We just needed to find a way through that period to really set a platform for the middle overs.
Aaron, where would you say the match was won and lost today? Was it because of the way you started with the battle? Would you say it was because of how Jason and Johnny set the tone for England up top?
Oh, definitely in the first 10 overs of the game. We know that they're going to come really aggressive at us with the bat, so we had to be aggressive with the ball. We had to take or create 10 chances and take them as well. So it wasn't going to be a game, especially against England. It wasn't going to be a game that peters out into the 47th, 48th over. It was going to be an ultra aggressive, and they got on top of us early with the bat. But the damage was really done with the ball. That sets you back. That forced us to rebuild for such a long time and start to drag some momentum back. And then, like I said, you lose a couple of quick wickets again, new batters starting. It's always tough against really good leg spin and good quicks as well. So, I'd say at the start, but all in all, we were just totally outplayed, to be honest, all throughout the day. So you look back at that and you can analyse each 10 overs, but just outplayed.
Arun, how disappointed you are, because Aussies have a very good record in the semi-final. 7 times they qualified for the semi-final and they reached the final. This time they were quite disappointed. How disappointed you are?
Yeah, very disappointed. We came here today expecting to win. We felt like our preparation leading in to the tournament, and then the momentum we'd build up throughout the tournament was really important, and we came here feeling good. We'd trained well, we'd had enough break in between games, and guys were fresh enough. So it was, very disappointing.
Aaron, from what you've seen of England at this World Cup and obviously today, do you think they'll go on and win it now?
It'll be a hell of a game. 2 teams that New Zealand, we know that they fight and scrap for every run. They're dynamic in the field. They're a team that are never out of the contest. England play a high energy, higher risk game probably than New Zealand. So I think it'll be a great game.
Aaron, Glenn Maxwell was identified by you guys as someone at the start of the tournament that could, I guess, win your games. He probably hasn't done that. Like, what have you made of his tournament overall?
Yeah, I thought he started off really well and got us into some really good positions with even the game against India, where he started to build some real momentum. But again, probably a few starts here and there, and probably not like he has done in the past, gone on and got that really match winning contribution where he takes games away from opposition so quick. But with the ball, I know he didn't get any wickets, but he was reasonably economical when he bowled and did that in some really tough places. So I know that he's disappointed. International cricket's very hard.
Aaron, obviously there was a bit of talk during the week about whether Glenn would play today. Can you tell us, was that close to not happening? And how many different options did you guys run through as far as your 11 goes getting closer to the match?
Yeah, you weigh up every possible 11, whatever you think's the strongest 11 to win the game, matching up to England. Also, what's in your best interest in terms of your strengths and stuff like that. So you put dozens of teams up, dozens of combinations, and that happens every game. You throw enough stuff in the air. But we were really confident to back Maxi in for the game. He was, like I said yesterday, he's such a dynamic player that, and brings three skill sets to the table that are really hard to ignore at times as a player. And we've seen how damaging and how much of a match winner he can be in the past. And we saw in the last World Cup the impact that he had in big games. So it just wasn't to be today. And it's not just that. It was our senior guys, myself, Davey, we didn't get going. Starkey didn't get going. Paddy Cummins, guys that you expect to stand up in big games, we were just outplayed.
Aaron, over here. Jason Roy's been tipped for a possible top order place in the Ashes series that's coming up. As an Australian, would you be glad not to see him play in that series, given how he performed today?
Oh, he definitely goes hard. Having played with him for a few years now for Surrey, he's a player that when he's on, he can be so damaging to an opposition in such quick time as well. So, not sure what the wicket's going to be like in the Ashes series. I think the first Test series, is that right? So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But he's got some really good hundreds in county cricket. Probably more so in the middle order. That's just one of those things that if he gets going on his day, he can be brutal and he scores so quick in all forms of the game that it's a very dangerous threat, no doubt.
Just considering where you were 12 months ago as a team and getting to a semi-final, is that a reflection as a success or a failure? And how much was Uzi Khawaja missed today?
Oh, Usman was missed a lot, no doubt. He's a world-class player. He started to get some really good runs and real good momentum into this back half of the tournament. So that was really stiff when he did his hamstring there. In terms of where we were 12 months ago, obviously I think that we've made a huge amount of progress. Really proud of everyone involved for how much hard work and how far we have come. But at the same time, we came here today to win a semi-final and get ourselves into a position to win another World Cup. So that was really disappointing how it ended, especially to put up probably one of our worst performances overall for the tournament. So that was really disappointing, but really proud of where we have come from and the gains that a lot of players have made over the last 12 months in particular.
Hi Eric, can I just ask about Alex Carey? How is he? What actually happened? And how much of bottle did it take for him to carry on?
Yeah, he's tough. He's very tough. I think the grill got pushed back into his. The ball got pushed back through the grill. He had 7 or 8 stitches in his jaw there, and he was a bit sore on the other side. But apparently, he looks all clear for any clinical test for fracture or anything like that. So he's very tough. It'd take a bit more than that to get him out of a game, and he did a fantastic job today as well. He was a part of a really good partnership with Steve there to get us to a half competitive total.
Aaron, what did you make of the atmosphere here today? Did it have any sort of detrimental effect on you guys, and is it something that maybe Australia have got to be a bit more mindful of in the rest of the summer?
No, I think you always expect that when you turn up here. The Hollies out there are always loud. It's a great place to play cricket. I know it sounds a bit stupid after we've just lost and we don't have a great record here, but it is a great place to play. The atmosphere, they appreciate good cricket as well as obviously supporting England heavily, but they do appreciate good cricket. So it's great fun playing here. It's no doubt throughout the Ashes series it's going to be loud as well wherever you go.
Last couple, Sam.
Aaron, we saw England 4 years ago after they got knocked out of the World Cup sort of strip everything back and spend 4 years building. Do you think that's now the template? Would that be a strategy that you guys look at to say, right, a clean slate and it'll all be about 2023?
Oh, I think that after a World Cup you always start looking and you have one eye towards the next one. I think that as a management, senior players, I'm sure that over the next, I'm not sure when our next one day is, to be fair. Over the next couple of months or so, we'll sit down and start talking about that and start planning how we think that we can best plan and prepare and improve over the next 4 years to get us to go 2 steps further. I think that every team would do that. You start looking at what you can improve most, areas that you can identify that you need some work to be done, and that'll happen, no doubt. That happens naturally with players when you're talking about the game and trying to find ways to improve. But as a coaching staff, as a management, that'll be really important as well, that everyone gets on the same page and everyone pulls in the same direction, which is what we've done. We've been really lucky. Everyone's bought into the way that we've played, and it's unfortunate we've just come up short.
I know it's a different format and there'll be different personnel, but given the heavy defeat today and the first test is here at Edgbaston, do England have a psychological edge now going into that match?
No, I don't think so. I think with different players, there'll be a high turnover of players, I'd imagine. In terms of the squad, I think there's going to be 16 picked for the Ashes, so there'll be maybe not a high, half players maybe turned over. So I don't think that guys carry too much baggage when you're going between formats. I think if we rolled up and played a one-day tomorrow, there might be a few scars there, but in terms of the test, I don't think so. Thanks, cheers, guys.